everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am coming in today with my August makes, really late July August makes, and which is my anniversary collection, is pretty much all I was working on. But first, thank you everybody. I had a wonderful vacation. Thank you for the lovely comments that you left and support for the my last couple videos, which were, they were pre-recorded, but they were I showed how I do my sloping shoulder and my gaping neck adjustment. So feel free to click here and go back and watch that video if you have not seen it. And then my first attempt at self-drafting the skirt based on a ready-to-wear skirt I already own. Again, go ahead and click that link and go back and watch that. But thank you so much for your support and watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. If this is your first time here, welcome. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and hit that like button. If you think you might get excited about what I'll have to show you today, leave comments below if you like as well, and I will get back to you. So let's jump into it. So this is my anniversary collection. I'll link here kind of the plans and all of that. If you want to go back and see it, you don't necessarily have to, but want to go ahead and show you what the result of the plans were. Let me start with what I did not make. Obviously, time got the best of me. I started early enough where I thought maybe 3 months ago, where I thought, okay, 3 months is quite a bit of time to make like 9-10 outfits, right? However, I was making other things, and then as you all know, I became part of the Cashmerette Fit Clinic, which took a whole month out of me really focusing on other things because I really wanted to get that right, because I knew that would affect the pieces that I will be making for my anniversary collection. So needless to say, I didn't make everything, but a few things I did not make. I did not make that Decades of Style, the TLC Captain. I'll show that here. With the fabric, and I'll show that fabric here because I didn't want to break up the design on that fabric, and that was some expensive fabric, so I didn't want to mess that up. I will save that for a probably very simple silhouette and let the fabric just speak for itself. So I did not make that. I decided against that. I did not make, I'm probably forgetting a couple things. I did not make the aeroplane bag or the backpack. My husband actually ended up buying this backpack from a vending event. And so that he liked, he saw and he liked, so he ended up buying that. So yay for me. So I did not make that. I did not make the aeroplane bag. And I think I said I was going to make another tote. And so those were the things I was said I was going to make, and I have a couple garments here I did not make as well. So let me show those. And I said maybe I would do a swimsuit, but no, that didn't happen. So what I did not make was the Vogue 1395. I said I wanted to make that, and that was going to be made out of so much fabrics. This is a what is this? A viscose rayon poplin, and I have it turned to the folded on the wrong side, and that's what this fabric looked like. And so I did not get around to making that. And my more expensive fabric like this, I put on hangers and I put it in my closet. So that is going away. I'm not sure if I'm still gung-ho on making this dress out of that fabric. I don't know. The thrill might be gone with that. I want to find I might find something else to make that fabric out of. We shall see. Or I might still make the dress. I don't know. We shall see. Anyway, the other thing is this top I was supposed to make. This is 1442. And again, I ran out of time for these two pieces, and I was going to make it. This is a very soft brushed knit that I got from Fabric Mart, and yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see when I'll get around to those. Okay, and so, oh, I did not say what I'm wearing. I am wearing my Smiley Samantha dress, so that is what I'm wearing today. You've seen this before, so let's get into what is on this rack. A couple things is on this rack. some of this will be another video, so I'm not going to focus on that. You'll see that video next week. I'm just going to focus on the anniversary pieces. So let me move this out of the way so you can see that. So let's start with the first thing I did make. I made two Simplicities 1111, and I did View C. I made this before. Very simple make, and I made two of them, and this was to be made as casual wear, maybe laying around the house, going bike riding and all that. But we didn't get a chance to go bike riding because the property we went back to, they changed some things around, so we couldn't rent the bikes. So that was disappointing. And then it was a little too, it wasn't overly hot like it is in Texas, but it was still kind of hot to be just walking like under the sun. And so I did not get a chance to wear these, but that is okay. I have no new updates. I don't think. I have my notes for everything. I have no new updates for this. I do want to retrace them though, because I use the same adjustment process I did. This is like maybe the, I don't know, when I started back to sewing last year, maybe this third thing I made. And yeah, the way the way I increased the size was just drawing out these lines from the side seams. And I forgot about that. So by the time I made it again, I was like, what the heck? So there was some things I had to tweak, because I was like, yeah, this is not gonna necessarily fit right, but it's fine. My neck bands were a little messed up because I did something goofy there too, but anyway, it doesn't matter. This is more workout gear, lounge around gear type thing. So that is my husband's shirt, which is, let me skip over to that. This is McCall's 2149. McCall's 2149. Made this for hubby. And I'll pop up pictures. If you've been following me on Instagram, you've seen me in all of these different pieces. But anyway, so this was an easy make, very easy. Initially, we thought it was going to be too long for him, so we shortened it. And so the front is shorter than the back, because after he tried it on, it was too short. And so, but I could only let down the back and not the front. And so, but it works. It works. As somebody said, that's custom. So yes, and this was my first time, y'all. A comment I wanted to make, my first time using my buttonhole, what is it called? Not the buttonhole maker that makes the buttonhole, but the buttonhole foot that sews on the actual button. Typically, I would just hand sew on the buttons, but this time I used that thing. Took me 10 minutes to put on, what, 4 buttons? Yeah, that is a lifesaver now. And I use clear buttons. You can't really see them. And yes, my placket and everything came out even this time. We didn't have any unevenness there. So yeah, happy with that already, so I won't go into it. This is my Cashmerette Springfield top. I had modified the pattern to remove the back yoke, and this is the pattern that I showed where I did my gaping neck adjustment and sloping shoulder adjustment. So go ahead, I'll link that video right here again, and you can go ahead and watch it. It's in the iCard, so go ahead and click back and watch it. But wore both of these and they turned out great. So all the details on that is in that video. This is also my video that just went up last week, so I won't get into this. This is my self-drafted skirt that I had made, and of course I wore it. And here's my pattern pieces. Again, not going to go into this because I did a whole video about it. So go ahead and make sure that you catch it in the iCards and watch that video. Very comfortable, by the way. This is a cotton linen, and yes, this is very nice, very nice. The fabric, all this fabric so far I've gotten from, that I've showed you, the pieces I've shown you, I've gotten all this from Fabric Mart. So it is hot in here too. This is the This is a See and Sew pattern, B6541. I did this view without the high-low hem. I just did it where it was even all the way around. Nothing complicated about this. The only thing is, if you can tell right there, I think I thought this was a drawstring and not elastic, which is fine, but this is decoration. This has no functional use on the pattern. So I was like, what's the point of that? So what I did was make sure that because I don't really like elasticized waistbands, because it's just not very flattering on me. So what I did was I said, okay, let me loosen up the elastic so it's not so gathery looking, and I'll just do this tie and I'll tie it around my waist and see how that looks. And it turned out fine. I'll pop up pictures. And I only did that because I could not figure out how to. And again, these makes were bumping up against when it was time for us to leave, so I didn't spend a lot of time with trying to figure anything out. But leave a comment below if you know how to make a drawstring channel as opposed to the elastic, because that's what I would prefer to do on this. So yeah, leave that down below. I did my bias binding around the neckband. I think the arms, yeah, the bottom and the arms down below, I just did serged and turned it up. So yep, that is that. And then this is my Charlie caftan. If you can see that, absolutely love it. Somebody had left a comment that they still struggle with making this. The only thing that I struggle with making this still, even with the blog and all of that that's out there, is this front panel. You can't tell that it don't, because the busy print, that it really didn't turn out all that great. But it don't matter. It's tied. It looks cute. Very comfortable. I wore this on the airplane. My V-neck is not all that great either, but once again, you can't really tell because of the print. But yeah, I absolutely love it. And this time, I did not do a full bust adjustment or anything on this, believe it or not. What I did was make the larger size, and I did a 1/4 inch seam allowance and serged everything. That's what I did, because I was looking at the trying to look at the you know, just the fit, and I knew how the first one fit that I made. I was like, it's quite baggy, so there's no need for me to put in all this extra room. How about if I just lower, you know, use a smaller seam allowance? And that worked fine, and it still fit fine. I had room. So there you go. So love, love, love that. Love that. So yeah, this panel thing still gets me on the caftan to this day. Now, this baby is, let me get the pattern, Vogue 9253. These are my notes on the front. This is 9253, and so what I did with it, it really is a simple make. It really is. And again, I did not do a full bust adjustment. I did a 1/4 inch seam allowance on the entire thing, believe it or not. I made the largest size. And the other major thing that I did was I shortened the sleeves, because you know how 45-inch fabric and you're trying to lay out everything, it just wasn't laying right. And so I decided to shorten the sleeves. So I shortened the sleeves a little bit. And then this neckline, y'all see this neckline on that dress? No ma'am. I raised that baby up 9 inches. And I used Andrea Soda Fit, her YouTube tutorial showing how to raise the neckline, particularly on this pattern. So I will link that down below in the description box if you're thinking about doing it, and for modesty you want to raise up this neckline. Very easy tutorial to follow. I'll show that one last. Haha. So I made some more culottes. My plan was to make, was it 7131, the McCalls, out of this fabric, but it would have looked way too clownish on me. And so I was like, nope, just do a skirt. And so I said I'll do the other pair in these, which is Butterick 6223. You know, I just hauled this. A couple of these patterns I just hauled and used them already. But yep, I did view A, and you can't really see them. And I actually messed up on the pleating on the front here. You can't even see that. So I'm not going to even try to show you that. But at any rate, this is a black linen from Joann Fabrics. And they turned out fine. I do know I needed to go down the size. I didn't make any adjustments on this except for the crotch depth. I had to lengthen the crotch depth by 1.5 inches. Outside of that, I didn't make any adjustments. As you know, when I said in my haul, Connie Crawford, her sizing is based off of ready to wear sizing, and then they add the measurements in. Let me just show you. Hopefully you can see that. And then you just add the measurements in. And then you see the measurements for the sizing of the ready to wear, and then you make that size. So that's what I did. So really, I should have went down a size because I was going back and forth with the finished garment measurements, but that's okay. So they are a little big. And so, yeah, last but not least is my dress I made for my anniversary day. And this is what I wore on our dinner cruise we did the day of our anniversary. And so here it is. This is the Georgette I picked up from Stitchy Bee UK. Turned out beautiful. The only adjustment I had to make, I made the larger size. I didn't do any full bust or anything like that. Once again, paying attention to the finished garment measurements, I knew there was enough room in there for me, and I did not have to fool around with making anything bigger. The only thing I did have to do when I tried it on is that my arm side was too big, so I had to go in and do a dart to pull some of that out, and you can kind of see that right here. And so that's pretty much the only thing. What else? I French seamed this entire dress. Oh, and before I get into that, I made, where's my belt? It's on here somewhere. Here it is. I made a belt as well to cinch it in on the sides. But let me share this with you. Let me see if I can get the inside. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. I'm gonna have to turn this inside out. But I made thread belt loops, right? And guess how I did that? Well, brilliant idea for those who are looking to make thread belt loops. My suggestion only. I know there's probably a technical way to do it and all of that fancy, but you know what I did? I used the thread tails from my rolled hem that I did on my prayer scarves. If you saw that video, the thread tails from that look just like what you would use for from the serger. Look like just what you would use from on a regular thread belt loop. Can't even get it out. So I saved them. I was doing that one day and I was like, you know, I'm gonna save these, and this is what I used it for. Brilliant. Saves so much time. So there's a little tip for you if you want a way to do something. So let me turn this dress inside out and I will show you these French seams. Here's the inside of the dress. The entire thing. When I tell you it's all French seamed, it's all French seamed. Everything. Side seams, back seams, everything is French seamed. And I even French seamed the bottom part that you put on. That's French seamed. And then I did not do a narrow hem on that bottom. I did the roll hem all the way around. So you can't really, there's really no good way for me to show you that. But if you can see, that's all a rolled hem on this fabric. Turned out beautiful. So that is it. That is what I made for the anniversary collection in August, late July, August. Oh, I forgot to mention, I put my neckband on the wrong side. And so the outside is like this, but the inside, yeah. I guess I could have slip stitched that down, huh? Duh. anyway, so that is my, those are my makes for the month. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be talking about the purple collection coming up here in my plans video, which you'll see that next week. And so, yeah, that is that. And yeah, that's all I got. So let me know if you have any questions. Leave your comments down below. Yeah, that's all I have for now. And thank you again for tuning in. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it out. And yeah, I am happy with everything that I made. So thank you everybody again for tuning in, and we will see you next week, which will be my plans video. And then I'll have an updated my aesthetics video, which will be some of this stuff over here that I'll be talking about later. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.